All right, everyone, and welcome back into the cave. This is episode number 7 as we continue to follow our Montreal Expos, hopefully on their way to a World Series berth. At the end of episode number 6, we left off with free agency, trades, a lack of a playoff appearance, and hopefully, we can get something done this year. Now, we didn't touch anything when it came to managers. We did actually make a few changes when it came to coaching staff, but only because we were forced to do so. So that's kind of where we are right now. Now, before we go ahead and unveil the updated roster and the team as we know it, we're just going to take a few moments. If you caught up to us on Facebook or whatever it may have been, maybe you got my message right from the YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber, first person to comment to me tonight, or shoot me a question, any sort of baseball question, hockey question, football question, any question, will get to name the first player that we will name. So you'll actually be able to give them a custom name. Now, again, that's going to be a nice, polite name. This is a polite channel, okay, with the exception of when I go a little crazy when my team's not doing well. But this is a nice channel, so we will name them nicely, absolutely. So that's the deal. Shoot me a comment, a question, anything else, just a topic to talk about. that would be great too. And we will go ahead and add your player's name, and we'll even customize them right here. We'll see if we can throw a mustache or hair or whatever you want on them. Well, hopefully they have hair. So, okay, so we're about 2 minutes from start time, and then we'll get the episode underway. Also, if you have not had the opportunity to join us for a NHL 25 franchise mode as we follow the Whalers on their journey. I got it. Journey to the Stanley Cup. You probably want to do so. Last week we had a blast. We had folks kind of chiming in throughout the entirety of the episode, and it really made it that much more interesting as we got through it. Had me laughing. So definitely had me laughing. A lot of fun as we continue to follow the Hartford Whalers on their quest to a Stanley Cup championship. And it wasn't the greatest week, but hopefully we'll be able to get something done. Happy Thanksgiving to you all out there. Of course, holiday season is upon us, so I know everybody's busy. And if you're catching this on the recorded end, if you're just going to jump in and be one of my 5 or 6 viewers that actually checks in on the baseball, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Love to get up to about 50. I'd love to get to 50 subscribers by Christmas. That would really make my Christmas if I can get up to 50. So feel free to subscribe if you can. Press that button, and we'll get that done. Okay, so we are right at the 5:35 mark here on the Pacific Coast, and it is definitely time to get this episode underway with the Montreal Expos inside the cave. So, as I mentioned, we are right here at the beginning of the season. You can see we are in first place because, well, we're in first place because we have no record, and that's just the way things work. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new roster. Now, last week we had some additions to the team. We had major growth, and we spent a little bit of cash. Now, I didn't go full Yankees or Dodgers or Red Sox, but I did spend a little bit of coin to try to improve our team and see if we can't get ourselves into a playoff this year. So let's go ahead and take a look at our current depth chart as it stands. Now, as we kind of roam around the infield, we're going to start at catcher. At catcher, we have Pudge Rodriguez, who we picked up in free agency. Yes, he's a 69 overall, but we know what he can bring to the team. A little bit of veteran leadership, and of course, we know how tough he can be behind the plate. We also added Mark Grace in free agency, so he's a 78 overall, but that's a huge improvement over what we had at first base last season, so that's going to be huge. Now, the problem is we don't have much in the way of backup for Mark Grace, so we have to hope that he's going to stay healthy and get us through most of the season. At second base, Grudzi's going to stay there. We don't make any moves. Mike Mordecai will continue to back him up there as well as at the hot corner. So he'll be backing up at third base as well. Probably get a lot of use throughout this season where he didn't really get a whole lot last season. At shortstop, we will have Orlando Cabrera alone. So Mike Mordecai, we know, can fill in there as well. So we'll kind of see if we can get something moving at shortstop. At third base, we added Charlie Hayes, and that was more of a sentimental Yankee fan move. I was a big fan of Charlie when he played for the Yankees. I figured he might be able to add a little something to this team, so he'll be playing third base. Now, where we made our key and most important additions are in the outfield. In left field, we had a trade. We made a trade, and we picked up Troy O'Leary, which was actually the biggest move in episode 6 up until we made our massive move right in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So Troy O'Leary comes in. He's a 72 overall. Now, if you were watching us last week, last season, whatever it was for the Expos, you know that most of our positions were in the red. All right, now they're in the orange, so that means we've kind of gotten to that mid-level and we're a little bit better, but we were in the red last year. So improvement is happening, all right? Now, in left field, we went from red to orange. We lost our left fielder from last year, who I don't recall who it was. The only name that I noticed is not on the team is Bobby Hens, and we'll make some moves here in this episode to get him back because I'm trying to make him into a Montreal Expos Hall of Famer. All right, definitely trying to make him into a I can't put those two words together. I can't do it. Montreal Expos Hall of Famer. But left field is going to be up to Troy O'Leary in this season. Moving over to right field. And yes, I'm kind of passing over center field, but moving over to right field, we have Vladimir Guerrero, who gives us third overall for position right field in Major League Baseball for the 1999 season. So that's pretty huge. Vlad is going to hopefully be able to use that bat this year because we have another piece that's going to be either in front of him or behind him in the lineup, and that comes in the form of Ken Griffey Jr., who we picked up in free agency. The man sat there until the final day of free agency. Ken Griffey Jr. And if you watched last week's episode, I was in shock. I couldn't believe he was just sitting there in free agency, but there he is. So we have picked up Ken Griffey Jr., and we will be in free agency, but there he is. Sorry about that. So we picked up Ken Griffey Jr. in free agency, and he's going to be roaming the outfield for the Montreal Expos. Now, we just got to hope that he stays healthy, and that is going to be the key. Now, rolling over to our pitching staff, we still have Dustin Hermanson. We've got Sterling Hitchcock, who we picked up in free agency. We have Javier Vasquez, Trey Moore, and Mike Thurman is going to kind of round out that starting 5. But I think he's going to battle as we go through the season, and we'll kind of see if he stays where he is in the rotation. But I think the one that we're going to really have to pay attention to this year is going to be Trey Moore and probably Javier Vasquez. Trey Moore impressed last year. We look at his numbers. Let's go ahead and take a look at his numbers from last year. In 32 appearances, he was 15-8, and at one point he was like 9-0. So really struggled in the later part of the season, but he held it down. He was like a 62 overall to start the season. So in his rookie campaign, the man went 15-8. So we'll see if he can do it again for us in going into the 1999 season. Javier Vasquez, who did not pitch well last year and really kind of struggled, going 9-7 in 180 innings with 127 strikeouts and that 3.45 ERA. We're also going to be watching him as we go. Now, we picked up Sterling Hitchcock mainly because he's a lefty, and he's a old-timey Padre as well. So, and he pitched for the Yankees too. So that's kind of why I went in that direction. Taking a look down here, At the bullpen, so we have Ugath. He's still going to be our closer. Sean Bosky. We picked up Terry Mulholland in free agency. Anthony Telford, and of course Mike Maddox, who came in sparingly last year for us. And we've got Rick DeHart and Shane Bennett. So those 49s, they'll probably kind of bounce around as we make our way through the season. So key pickups at catcher, Ivan Rodriguez. In center field, Ken Griffey. Troy O'Leary is going to be kind of an experiment. And, of course, Charlie Hayes, who we picked up in free agency. And I can't forget about Mark Grace because hopefully he's going to add a little depth to the lineup and, get some more pitches, get some good pitches to hit for us in this season. And, of course, who can forget Rondell White, who last year batted in that fourth spot most of the year and really struggled. But I think with the addition of Griffey and now with Guerrero where he is and O'Leary, that should give him a better chance to hit, take a little pressure off of him. We want to take the weight off of Rondell's shoulders. So that's kind of where we stand. If we take a look at the bottom left of the screen, you can see that our team is 5th overall in the major leagues. We're 17th in speed, so we actually dropped from last year. We're 5th in contact. We're 8th in power. We're 8th in pitching. And, of course, we are 1st overall in defense. And really what changed that is Pudge, O'Leary, and Ken Griffey Jr. really made huge, huge differences in our defense heading into the upcoming season. Okay, so I have already gone ahead and I have simulated the entirety of the spring training. So I didn't want to sit here and have to watch all that with you. So I went ahead and simulated that, got us right here to game number 1. I'm sorry if I'm kind of clicking around real quick. We're going to be taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers in Los Angeles. So, yes, the Montreal team gets to go spend some time in California, which should definitely be pretty fun for them. And we're pretty excited about opening up with the Dodgers in Los Angeles. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Versus right-handed pitching. Now, again, this is 1999. So if you're out there and you're going with a DH, without a DH, with a DH, yes, it's 1999. Okay, in National League parks, there was no DH, so your pitcher had to hit. That's how we play. Okay, that's how we play. So here's our lineup, and this is what basically what the system has asked us to do. They're going to go with Rondell White leading off. Grudzy will bat second. Mark Grace will bat third. Griffey Jr. will bat fourth, with Vladdy batting right behind him. Troy O'Leary is in the 6th spot. Charlie Hayes will bat 7th. Orlando bats 8th. And Pudge will bat 9th for this team. Without the DH, pretty much the same lineup, except Grudzy will lead off. Cabrera, actually, it's nothing like the same lineup. They kind of flipped it all around. So Grudzy will bat first. Orlando bats second. Mark Grace will bat third. Griffey Jr., Vlad, Troy O'Leary, and then we go Hayes, Rodriguez, and whoever's pitching that night against left-handed pitching with no DH. Now, most of our games are with no DH. We will see Rondell White, followed by Grudzy, and then Grace. We'll have Griffey Jr., Guerrero, Hayes, Widger, Cabrera, and Dustin Hermanson. So we'll take a look at our lineup against DH when we play against teams that have a DH, or when we need our DH when we're playing in an American League ballpark. Okay, so we kind of rolled through that pretty quick, all right, because I want to try to get into this season and see how many games we can get through in the hour and a half that I'm with you. So once again, if you're just coming in, welcome on in. This is opening day 1999. The Montreal Expos have added Ken Griffey Jr., Pudge Rodriguez, Troy O'Leary, Mark Grace, bunch of pieces. The only area I really see us struggling is on the mound. Definitely on the mound. We don't have any real strong candidates on the mound, but that's what we're going to focus on in the draft in 1999. So we're going to be focused on getting ourselves a pitcher and then holding on to some of these pieces that we got if they have a successful year. So, some pieces I can see moving out, maybe a Troy O'Leary or a Mark Grace as he gets older. But I would love to hold on to Ken Griffey for about 5 years. That's what I signed him for. Okay, so one thing we have to make sure we do, and I'm going to just scroll through this real quick, is we got to go through and see if we can find our boy. Oh, there he is, Bobby Hens. So he is on the roster. He is looks like he's our third catcher. Let's take a look here. Sort this out. So Bobby Hens is our third. Oh, that's right. We have Paul LaDuca. I picked him up in the Rule 5 draft. So that's our catching crew right there. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to send. Well, Bob Henley had such a decent year. So we're going to send LaDuca. Oh, I can't. I got to keep him on my 26-man roster because I picked him up in the Rule 5. Oh, I don't want to keep 4 catchers on the Major League roster. So, Chris Widja, you're going to AAA. Okay, so Chris Widja goes to AAA. And Rodriguez, Henley, and LaDuca will rotate at catcher. Grace and Fulmer are our first baseman. Gruzelanek and Gruzelanek will be our second baseman. We have one extra spot on the Major League roster now that we moved the catcher down. So we could bring somebody up. Let's see if we have anybody sitting down there that's pretty good as we roll through here. I think maybe we go in here. No, it's all D's. Look at all the D potentials. Anybody good? Kareem Hawkins, yeah, we know that, but he's a little underdeveloped. Rick Reed. Well, Alan Battle's still down there, too. Okay, I think we're just going to stay with what we have. We got to move one guy out of AAA, though. So let's go ahead and move the worst player they have. Jake Westbrook, who we have 6 Jake Westbrooks, but we're going to let him. Let's just send him to Class A. We'll give him a year to really kind of. You know what? We'll move him to AA. Look at me. He's not that good, but we'll move him to AA. Kareem, welcome to AA. So if you can see that, you probably can't. You don't know what I'm doing. You have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of rolling through here. But the AA roster, you can see is at 25-26. That's on the upper right screen. Our active is 25-26. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Where are we missing a player in AA? Left field. So let's get ourselves a left fielder here. Dave Post. Dave Post. Well, you're going to play left field in AA. That means our AA team is going to absolutely suck. Look at our minor league system. Total garbage. Nothing. Okay. So that's where we are. So back to the season. We made a few little changes. I had to make sure Bobby Hens was on the team. I mean, Bobby Hens killed it in our first couple of episodes. So here we are. All right. Game number 1 of the season. Opening day. We are at Chavez Ravine, Los Angeles, California. Dodgers versus Expos. And we're going to just do what we did last year. We're going to quick sim through some of this, probably about maybe the first 3 series. All right. We'll see how things are going. And then maybe we'll jump into like Sunday games. All right. Or we'll follow Trey Moore again this season. So feel free to comment. Let me know what you want to do. Last year we followed Trey Moore. We jumped into his games to see how he was doing. I can't sit here and watch Ken Griffey Jr. play every game because that'll take forever. So, okay. Here we go. Now that I've yapped you to death, here we go. We're actually going to go Sundays. So we're just going to do Sunday games we will go in and manage. That's what I decided because no one's talking to me. It's just me. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to the wall. I'm talking to the couch. All right. So let's see how we can do. So we don't have 4 valid lineups. We'll let it auto fix. So we pick up a 7-3 win over the Dodgers on opening day. All right. We win our second game of the season. We win our third game of the season, and the Expos have started out 3-0 on the season. Let's go ahead and jump in. We are going to play. We're going to manage this one. and see how the team does. Maybe we even get to see them play a little bit, right? Maybe we even get to see them play a little bit. Our rule here inside the cave is if they're tied going into the top of the ninth, or I'm sorry, into the Expos' last at bat of the game, we go ahead and watch. So here we are rolling into this one. Dodgers Expos game 4 of the season. Expos come into this one 3-0. We started 3-0. That's exciting stuff for us. We'll go quick counts. And we've got Trey Moore on the hill for the Montreal Expos in this one. Taking a look at our lineup as we go up against Bartolo Colon, who is now a Dodger right here on this in this universe. Grudzielanek, Cabrera, Grace will bat first, second, and third. Griffey Jr., who in 13 at-bats, he's only got a 231 average here in the first 3 games, so he's struggling a bit, but we'll see if he can take off here. He'll be batting fourth, followed by Vlad, Troy O'Leary, then Charlie Hayes, Ivan Rodriguez, and, of course, our boy Trey Moore will round out the lineup. Now, coming into this one, the Expos are on a heater. They have won 3 in a row. Trey Moore is on the bump for the Expos. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's a little bit too loud, please be sure to let me know so I can make changes to it. And it won't let me do it right now, but I'll be able to turn the sound down for you if need be. That way you can hear my wonderful voice. All right, so Grudzielanek to lead off. He's going to strike out. Cabrera hits a solo jack, and it's 1-0 Spos. I love it. Grace grounds out. Griffey Jr., our first look at him here as a Montreal Expo, and he flies out. Eric Young for the Dodgers, singles to lead off. Jim Edmonds playing for the Dodgers in this universe. He singles. It's first and second. We've got Eric Young, a speedster, on second. Jim Edmonds on first for Mike Piazza, and he hits into a double play. Thank you, Mike. Rafael Palmeiro. So even in this universe, the Dodgers are spending some cash as they've got Rafael Palmeiro, and he strikes out. Thank you, Trey Moore. All right, Vladdy Guerrero hits a single to lead off. O'Leary, who's batting 133, he strikes out. Charlie Hayes, single. So we got first and second for Ivan Rodriguez, and he grounds into a double play. Luis Gonzalez. Look at this lineup that the Dodgers have. Holy. And he's going to ground out. Mondesi grounds out. Jose Vizcaino grounds out. So Trey Moore has got it going in his first appearance here in the 1999 season. He strikes out himself. Grudzielanek grounds out. He didn't strike himself out. He struck out in his at-bat. Cabrera flies out. Okay, Juan Castro comes to the plate. He grounds out. Bartolo Colon strikes out. I thought he was going to hit a home run. If you know Bartolo, you know he can actually jack one. Eric Young grounds out. Okay, so Mark Grace at the plate. We are in the 4th inning. It's a 1-0 game. We had the solo shot from Orlando Cabrera in inning number 1. Grace hits a solo jack, and it's 2-0 Spos. Griffey's going to walk. We want him stealing, and he gets caught. Guerrero lines out. O'Leary's going to ground out. Okay, Edmonds ground out. Piazza fly out. Palmeiro hits a solo jack, and it is 2-1 Expos. I almost said Dodgers. I'm so used to my team being so bad that I almost said Dodgers. All right. There's a ground out from Gonzalez. Thank you, Luis. All righty. Charlie Hayes now at the plate. He grounds out. Rodriguez singles. Trey Moore, double play. 2-1. Bottom of the 5th. They have Mondesi, Vizcaino, and Castro coming to the plate. Mondesi doubles. Vizcaino grounds out. Castro grounds out. Let's see if we can get Bartolo Colon. And we do. Good job from Trey. All right, Grudzi grounds out. Cabrera pops out. And Mark Grace pops up. Bottom 6, Eric Young singles. Try to pick him off.
He's safe.
Nope, not happening. Edmonds walks. So we walk first and second now. Mike Piazza at the plate. We struck him out. Rafael Palmeiro flies out. Luis Gonzalez singles. So bases juice for Raul Mondesi. and he drives in 2, and then we got out at home plate. So it's a 3-2 ball game in the top of the 7th here in Los Angeles. Griffey grounds out. Guerrero singles. Beautiful. Let's have him steal.
He's out.
And he gets caught again. Oh. So they're not very fast. Well, they're fast. They're just not good base stealers, I guess. O'Leary, who we put a whole bunch of stock in the offseason, and he grounds out. Jose Vizcaino for the Dodgers grounds out. Castro grounds out. Newman, they're going to pinch hit. Trent Hubbard. Didn't we have Trent Hubbard? I thought we had Trent Hubbard. Let's take a look. Did we have him last year? No, we did not. Okay. And we get him to ground out. Okay, here we go. Top of the 8th. Charlie Hayes at the plate. They bring in Antonio Osuna. Hayes grounds out. Rodriguez grounds out. Trey Moore. We got a pinch hit, right? We got a pinch hit for Trey Moore. So we're going to pinch hit for Trey Moore. And we're going to bring in Rondell White. Rondell White is not in the lineup. Rondell comes in, no clutch. We called him no clutch last year. The man has a 1,000 batting average on the season, and he strikes out. Okay, Rondell White, you're not going to pitch, so we're going to take him out, and we're going to go with, welcome to the lineup, Terry Mulholland. Welcome to the team. Terry Mullen. He doesn't know how to say his name. And he gets to face the top of the lineup here. Sunday Night Baseball. Eric Young grounds out. Edmonds doubles again. He's 2 for 3. All right, let's walk Piazza.
Ball 4, take your base.
Pitch to Palmeiro. See if we can get a double play. Pray. Fingers crossed.
That hit him. He's got
And we
first.
hit him with a pitch. Luis Gonzalez. Pray. He singles. He drives in 2. It's 5-2, and this one's pretty much over. Mondesi fielder's choice. Vizcaino doubles in 2 more. So Terry Mulholland has a 19.29 ERA in just 2 appearances so far. Castro grounds out. So we need 5 runs to tie this thing up in the top of the 9th, or we need 6 to take the lead. And we've got a pretty good chance with the lineup we have, but I don't think it's going to happen. Grudzy, ground out. Cabrera
That hit him.
gets
First
hit.
base.
Okay. Trying to get a little something started.
Ball 4.
Grace
take your base.
walks, so we got first and second now for Ken Griffey Jr. This is why we brought him to the lineup, and he strikes out. Vladdy with a chance to keep this thing alive, and he hits into a fielder's choice. Okay, so we make it through our first series of the year in Los Angeles. The team is 3-1 after our opening series. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we had. Sean Bosky got a win out of the bullpen in Game 1, a 7-3 victory. Game 2 of the series, we won 3-2. Sterling Hitchcock, who we just picked up in free agency, he had 6 strikeouts and gets to win there. And then, of course, in Game 3, it was Terry Mulholland getting the win in relief, which was great, in a 6-5 game. And then right here on the Sunday night game that we watched and we played, the Dodgers came away with the win, 7-2, really just taking it to us in the 8th inning of that one. Okay, so here we are now. Second series of the year. We're taking on the Colorado Rockies, and we'll start off with Mike Thurman, who is kind of battling for that. Well, I don't say battling for the 5th spot, but he's holding on to the 5th spot. We just have to see how he does. Maybe we'll get some Trey Moore vibes out of Mike Thurman as we go into this coming season. Let's take a look at Mike Thurman. See what Mike Thurman did in his actual major league career. And Mike Thurman, in his career, he had a .2 WAR. His best year was 1999. So hopefully he can put together some of that. Okay, 2001. But maybe he could put together some of that magic for us. He had 29 appearances, 27 of them were starts. He went 7-11 in 1999 with a 4.05 ERA for the Expos. So hopefully our boy can get that done here as we're going to track him. We're going to see how he does. So let's go ahead and quick sim through the Colorado game one. That's a loss 4-3. Hermanson takes a loss in game two, and we are now 3-3 as a team, and we take a loss in game three. So not a very good series. Now we head into a series against the Atlanta Braves, who are currently 6-1 on the year. So they've started out hot. Let's see the pitchers that they have in this one. They'll have Kevin Millwood, Tom Glavine, and Paul Bird. So, okay, we got a chance in game three, maybe, our Sunday night game. We'll have to see how that goes. So we get a loss in game one of this one. We get a loss in game two, and it's time to go and start looking at our scouts. So we have to go ahead and start making our picks. We got to think who we're going to pick. Not even know what our draft pick's going to be. We'll kind of find out as we go. But the machine is telling me I don't need pitchers. It's saying that we should go after. Oh, that's from last year. We're not going to do that this year. This year we're going to look for. Well, it says we have tons of pitching. We're sixth, second, and sixth in relief pitching, starting pitching, and closing pitcher. Where we struggle is at catcher. Again with the catcher. I think we look for a catcher. I do. I think we look for a catcher. Yeah, because that's more. I mean, we've got Griffey in center field for a while. We're going to have Vladdy in right field for a while. The Troy O'Leary experiment's going to be interesting, so we might have to make a move in left field, try to draft somebody. Shortstop, we know is going to be a struggle. Cabrera has been good at times, but not the best, so we'll probably have to make a move there. So we're going to go ahead and look for a left fielder this year. We're going to look for a shortstop as well, and of course a catcher. So we're looking for position players. Based on what we saw in free agency in last year, or in last season or last episode or whatever it was. We will probably be able to get some pretty decent pitching as we continue to move forward with this exercise. So let's go ahead and scout. Oh, what did we say we needed? I forgot. I have a bad short-term memory. What can I say? We need a catcher. We're looking for a catcher, a shortstop, and a left fielder. So let's go ahead and position players. Who's our best scout for position players? That's going to be Steven Raditz. So we'll use him to look for our catcher because that's the position we really need, or shortstop. Yeah, so, I mean, Robert Reeves is a terrible scout. You can just see by his numbers, 61, 69, 69, 66. So if we were in school, he'd be a bad student. All right, over here we got the guy who's got a couple of B's and an A. This guy has 2 A's, discovery and efficiency. So we're going to send him out, and we're going to have him discover catchers in the West. All right, and then he doesn't do anything good, but we'll have him scout. We'll have him scout catchers in the West as well. So he's going to scout them, and then this guy's going to go looking for good prospects. Ned Peppa. My boy Ned Peppa. Robert Reeves, you're probably going to get fired soon. And, of course, Steven Raditz, we're going to go ahead and use you for discovery as well. We're looking for catchers in the Central. So we'll just go that way for now, right? That's probably the best way to do it. If you disagree, say something. There's nobody there. I'm just talking to myself for an hour and a half. So, okay, we finalized that. We know what we're looking for. And let's go to the calendar. And we are taking on the Atlanta Braves here in this one. We have Paul Bird on the hill for the Braves. Mike Thurman is on the hill for the Expos. So we head into this one. And if you're just rolling in, we started our season with a losing record. We're 3-4. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. 3-4. It was bad. It's bad to start. Oh, it's right there in front of my face, dude. It's right in front of your damn face. 3-6. So we're 3-6. We're 4th in the NL East. Our batting average is not the best. Our pitching absolutely sucks. So we might actually end up trading maybe one of the guys we just picked up. I don't know. We could not. Who knows? And we're taking on the Braves here on Sunday Night Baseball. 8-1 record. Pitching staff has a 3.14 ERA. Okay. We're going to go with, it's taking its sweet time tonight. Oh, that's why, because we're going to be in an Olympic stadium. Folks, we got to actually see some ball in the stadium, right? Mike Thurman. All right, let's hope we actually get to see some action in this one. Yeah, we're just going to leave the lineup the way it is, right? Are we, though? Yeah. Yeah, okay. We'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, so Luis Castillo will lead off for the Braves. He grounds out. Ray Holbert strikes out. Chippa Jones is going to ground out. So good job, Thurman. All right. Grudzy walks. What a way to start the inning. Cabrera sacks him over. So we're playing a little small ball. When you see me do it, we're playing small ball for sure. Mark Grace is going to ground out. Ken Griffey Jr., who's since the last time we saw him, actually now has 2 home runs and 5 ribs and a 289 batting average. Hopefully we can bump that up a little bit in this game. And he walks. So we're first and second, 2 outs. Vladdy at the plate. That is why we got Ken Griffey Jr. Because now we've got first and second, and they're going to have to pitch, right? Well, maybe they could walk him, but they're going to pitch to him. And he strikes out. Oh, goodness. All right. Javi Lopez grounds out. Klesko grounds out. And Andrew Jones grounds out. All righty. Good job, Mikey. All right. So, not me. Not me. Good job, Mike Thurman. All right. Paul Bird on the bump. He gets Troy O'Leary. And O'Leary comes up with a big double. So, if you missed the last episode, it was like, do I trade for this guy? You know, I was trying to make some moves, clear up some caps or some salary space, and we ended up picking up Troy O'Leary. So hopefully he'll do a little something for us in this season. So Charlie Hayes comes to the plate. He grounds out. Come on, Pudge. Pudge grounds out. Mike Thurman, can he do anything? No, he strikes out. Galarraga singles to lead off the inning. We try to pick him, can't get him. Tony Graffanino strikes out. Paul Bird sack bunts Andres Galarraga over. Castillo strikes out. And Mike Thurman coming up clutch for the Spos. So, again, another rook. Last year it was Trey Moore. This year it's Mike Thurman. Maybe we can get something going. All right, maybe we can get something going with a rookie. Grudzy walks to lead off the inning. Cabrera is going to bunt. Oh, he popped up the bunt. What are you doing, bro? See, I just roll right through it. I'm like, he's going to bunt. He'll do this. Grace strikes out. Ken Griffey Jr. strikes out. So we've got a scoreless game through 3. Thurman's still out on a bump for the Spos. Holbert flies out. Chipper Jones blip, 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 grounds out. Javi Lopez, who's batting 4th for this club, he grounds out. Vladdy Guerrero grounds out. O'Leary single. So Troy O'Leary with a second hit of the game. He's not very fast, though. He's not very fast. We got him mostly for defense on this team. Charlie Hayes strikes out. Pudge strikes out. So Troy O'Leary's doing what he's supposed to be doing, for sure. Ryan Klesko singles to lead off the inning. Let's pick him off. Can't get him. Andrew Jones. Who made the error? Who made the error? Let's take a look. Andrew Jones reaches base on a fielding error by shortstop Orlando Cabrera. Ryan Klesko advances. So the only option we have at shortstop on this team is basically Orlando Cabrera. So we're putting all of our eggs in the Orlando Cabrera basket in this season. So he's got to get something going, or it's too early to talk about trading the guy. Got to give him an opportunity, right? That's the kind of manager I am. Give everybody an opportunity, right, until they screw up. Okay. There's a strikeout from Galarraga. 1 out. First and second. Graffanino walks. So bases juice for Paul Bird. Do they pull him? No. He hits a sac fly and gives the Braves the 1-0 lead. Castillo's going to fly out. So, okay, we get out of a jam. Good job from the youngster Thurman. Then he walks to lead off the inning. Good job. Grudzie. Do we let Grudzie bunt him over? Nah, Grudzie's going to hit into a double play because that's the other option. That's the other option. Cabrera is going to ground out. So here comes Ray Holbert. Okay, Mike. Okay, Mike Thurman. I have to say his last name because otherwise I feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay, Mike Thurman. Let's hold it down now. All right?
Ball 4. Take your base.
He walks Holbert.
Take your base. Ball 4.
He walks Jones. He gives up a double to Javi Lopez, and it's 3-0. And do we leave him in?
3.
All right. He says, yeah, leave me in here. I'll get a strikeout.
3.
I'll get another strikeout. What about Galarraga? He gets him to ground out. Okay. That was pretty good. That was pretty lucky on the part of Mike Thurman. All right. He got the Jones strikeout. He got the Galarraga ground out. So that's huge right there. Let's see what we can do. Okay, this team that we spent buku dollars on hasn't done a whole lot for us yet. We need to see a little something out of, especially this guy. Well, okay, here I am. Here I am talking about Mark Grace. Look at the top left corner of the screen. You can see Mark Grace's numbers. 36 at-bats, 417 average, 3 dingers, 3 ribbies. The guy's stolen 2 bases for us as well. So he's got MVP numbers to start the season so far. It's just when we see him live, he doesn't do much, and he grounds out. Griffey hits a single, so he tries to get something rolling. Vladdy, give us something. Fly out. O'Leary, fielder's choice. Okay, so we are 6 innings through this game. Thurman is tired. We're going to take him out. We need our middle reliever. And we don't have a real solid middle reliever. So they have righty, 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 righty coming up in the lineup. So we're going to go with Telford. We'll throw a righty at him. And he gets the ground out. He gets the fly out. And he gets the ground out. So Telford comes in, does his job in the bottom of the 7th. All right. And now it is time for Charlie Hayes. And they bring in John Rocker. Who remembers John Rocker? All right. Almost makes me stop. To talk about John Rocker. Sorry, I had a text message I was looking at as well. So John Rocker, this guy would come out and he'd be all fired up. So if you're a youngster and you're watching this and you really want to take a look, see what he looks like, go ahead and YouTube John Rocker. He'd come running out of the bullpen, especially like in the World Series. He'd come firing out of the bullpen. He was all fired up, and he would run. He would run like full speed. So like in contrast, you'd have like Mariano Rivera would come out. He had the little trot, right? He'd do a little trot. They'd play Enter Sandman, and he would do a little trot. You'd have Trevor Hoffman, and he would almost stroll out, and they'd play a little Hell's Bells. I don't remember what John Rocker's song was, but the dude came out. He looked like he was just going to run straight to home plate and kick the crap out of the batter. It was pretty awesome. Okay, so now that I went off on that little tangent, we got Charlie Hayes at the plate leading off in the the bottom of the 7th here at Olympic Stadium, and he grounds out. Pudge strikes out, and Telford, we're going to pinch hit for Telford. We're gonna get to see a little Paul LaDuca in this one, and he singles. So Paul LaDuca comes up with a single, trying to put a run on the board. Grudzie walks. So we have an opportunity here to do something if Orlando Cabrera can keep the inning alive. And he pops up. And let's go ahead and change him out. So we go righty, switch righty to lefty. And it's 2 weak righties. And we're going to go. All right, Mike Maddox. Mike Maddox grounds out. Chipper grounds out. Javi singles. Ryan Klesko strikes out. Okay, so Mike Maddox comes in and he does what he has to do. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Mark Grace leading off. He's the only one who really has done much of anything so far, and he grounds out. So I say that, and he goes 0 for 4 in this one. Griffey doubles. So Griffey's 2 for 3 in the game. So he's got the bat going. Vladdy singles, drives in Griffey. We have got ourselves a game here in the bottom of the 8th. Troy O'Leary, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to pinch hit for you. I'm bringing in Rondell White. Okay. And they call him Manuel Ramirez here on this game because Rondell White is too hard to say. It's too hard to say. So we get Manuel Ramirez. Rondell, singles. Okay. First and second for Charlie Hayes. Can he do something? Deliver, Charlie. And he doubles in two, and it's 3-3. It's a tie game here on Sunday Night Baseball.
Ball
Pudge
4. Take your base.
walks. So we got first and second still alive. Sorry, Mike, you're coming out for sure, right? And who's going to come in? Who's going to come in the big pinch hit spot? That's right. The boy, Bobby Hens, coming in the pinch hit. He has 5 at-bats, no batting average this year. So let's see what Bobby Hens can do in a huge pinch hit spot for the Expos. And he hits a 3-run jack from Bobby Hens. It is 6-3. Bobby Hens coming off the bench and coming up huge in this one. Okay, Grudzy strikes out. Cabrera ends the inning. Bobby Hens, I'm sorry, but you're not going to pitch for us. We're going to go ahead and bring in Ugath as we had 6 runs in the 8th inning. A huge inning for the Expos. And here comes Ugath. He gets Jones. He gives up a single to Galarraga. He gets a sac bunt to Graffinino. And Scott Hatterberg's coming in.
3.
And we get the win over the Braves. Bobby Hens is our player of the game. Expo Hall of Famer. One for one with a 3-run jack in a pinch hit situation. Huge performance from Bobby Hens. He might be earning a spot in the starting lineup. Somehow, some way, we have to get Bobby Hens into this lineup. Okay, so we are through our first 10 games. And through 10, we are 4-6. It has been a struggle, okay, but the team is all jacked up. We just got that huge win against Atlanta. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, we're through 10 games. I think maybe, let's take a look at our lineup. Roster-wise, yeah, we're going to skip that. We don't really care. Let's take a look at our lineup. Okay, we're going to take a look at our lineup. Again, how many times can you say that, Mike? How many times can you say, oh, look at our lineup? Let's see what. So Pudge is batting .323. So it's not that he's not producing. He's definitely producing. All right. Let's see what other position Bobby Hens can play. None. The man can play no other position. He's got, he doesn't really have a whole lot. I really kind of hyped this dude up. Probably because he's an original, right? He's an original. So, okay, I wanted to get him in, but I'm going to hold off on doing that. Okay, let's roll into our next 10 games. So in our next 10 games, we take on the Mets for 3, the Yankees for 3, the Rays for 3, and then we are back home for Kansas City. So we're actually at home for the Mets. Let's go ahead and see Dustin Hermanson. That's a loss. Hitchcock against the Mets. That's a loss. Javier Vasquez. That's a loss. So the Mets, they've gone ahead and they picked up Kevin Appier in a trade. They send Jason Tyler, the 19-year-old shortstop, to the Royals. Yay, good for that. Good for them, right? Good for them. Kevin Appier, they must need him. So the Mets, who are 7-5 right now, we're 4-9 after that 3-game debacle against the Mets. And now we get to take on the Yankees. Andy Pettitte will be on the hill in Game 1 against Trey Moore. And we are at Yankee Stadium. So that means, well, it's a Trey Moore game, right? It's a Trey Moore game. So let's go ahead and see how Trey does in this one against the Yankees, right? Let's see what the Yankees did in the offseason. Maybe they made some moves. No, we're not playing at New Yankee Stadium. We're playing at Classic Yankee Stadium. That way, in case we get to see some action. We have not seen any action yet. I wish we had seen the last game that we actually jumped in on because we would have seen Bobby Hens hit a frickin' game-winning home run. All right, Trey Moore is going to be on the bump for the Expos. He is 0-1 so far with a 3.75 ERA. Andy Pettitte will be on the bump for the Yankees in this one. He's 2-0 with a .6 ERA through 2 games. Here's the lineup for the Spos. You'll have White, Grudzy, Grace, Griff, Guerrero, Hayes, and an O'Leary, Cabrera, and Pudge. Pudge, I'm sorry, but you, my friend, will be coming out. Bobby Hens, you get to start tonight. Give Pudge a little bit of a rest. And then at shortstop, we don't have anybody. Oh, we have Mike Mordecai. So, Mike, you get in against the Yankees here at the stadium. Okay, so we are at Yankee Stadium for this one. And Andy Pettit in the first game of the series. White strikes out. Grudzy ground out. Grace singles. So Grace reaches base. Griffey flies out. Chucky Knobloch, the World Series MVP, flies out. Eubanks. Neil Eubanks. Let's see a little bit about Neil Eubanks. He is a 26-year-old first baseman who can also play third and left. You see his ratings here. He's solid at durability. Not a bad base stealer. He's actually down, though. Last year for the Yankees, he appeared in 4 games and did absolutely jack nothing. So that's who they have at first base in this one. Okay, I'm sorry, DH. And he flies out. Now, here is Derek freaking Jeter. So, in this world, Derek Jeter did something he never did. The man last year, look at his numbers. 155 games played, which is about normal for Jeter, right? It's almost the whole season. 627 at-bats. Here's the key ones. 51 home runs, 168 RBIs, and a 367 average. And yes, he was your most valuable player in 1998 in this universe. I almost said 2025, but in 1998 in this universe. Okay, so with that being said, we are facing Derek Jeter. It's the bottom of the first, and he hits a solo jack because why not? Why not? The guy's like a freaking machine. A machine in the sim. He hits a home run. Okay, Tino grounds out. So it's 1-0 Yankees. Pettit gets Guerrero. He gets Hayes. He gets O'Leary. Lee Stevens, ground out. Brocious, ground out. Dave Martinez, strikeout. Mike Mordecai filling in for Orlando Cabrera in this one. He walks. Thank you very much, Mike Mordecai. Bobby Hens doubles. Bobby Hens ties it up. Single for Rondell White. Grudzy with the single, and it's 2-1 Spos. Grace grounds out. Griffey Jr. singles in 2 runs. It's 4-1. This is why we got these pieces. Right? They make things happen. I almost said something else, but they make things happen. Guerrero pops out. Charlie Hayes is going to ground out. Okay, so another big inning, giving our boy Trey a little bit of help. He gets Girardi. I jumped the gun. Shane Spencer gets the double. Knobloch's going to fly out. Eubanks strikes out. O'Leary back at the plate for the Spos. He grounds out. Mike Mordecai singles to start it off. How about Bobby Hens? Give me another one. And he hits a 2-run blast. He's like the Derek Jeter of Montreal. Thank you so much, Bobby Hens. It is 6-1. The guy is on a tear. Pop out. Rondell White, Grudzy with the ground out. Derek Jeter, if he hits a home run, I'm just going to turn it off. Live stream over. And he hits a single. All right. And we're going to try to pick him off. We don't get him. Tino walks. Lee Stevens, double play. Thank you, Lee Stevens. Scotty Brocious, singles. So it's 6-2 now. Dave Martinez flies out. Mark Grace, singles. Ken Griffey Jr., fielder's choice. Vladdy, strikeout. Hayes, strikeout. Okay. Come on, Trey. Hold it down. 6-2, bottom of the 5th. Fly out Girardi. Strikeout Spencer. Pop up Knobloch. Todd Jones on the hill now for the Yankees. O'Leary grounds out. Mordecai hits a solo jack. Bobby Hens walks. We know he can steal. And he gets caught. Ooh. I wanted him to steal a base. We're still shooting for that single season catcher record, right? He needs 27 stolen bases this year to do that. So hopefully we can get a little something out of him. Hey, welcome in. I got one person watching me. That's awesome. If you're just joining, all right, this is the new team. It's 1999. We made a few changes. We got Ken Griffey Jr. in our lineup. All right. We got Mark Grace in the lineup. We made some pitching changes, and Bobby Hens continues to lead the way with the Montreal Expos as our all-star and future Montreal Expos Hall of Famer. I'm not going to say Hall of Famer. I'll say Montreal Expos Hall of Famer. All right, so Rondell White is at the plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, and he flies out. We are taking on the Yankees. It's the bottom of the 6th. We had a huge inning in inning number 3 with the home run from Henley. Trey Moore, our star from last year, is on the hill. He gets Eubanks. Jeter hits a second home run of the game, and he is a monster in this simulation. A absolute monster in this simulation. He now has 2 home runs and a single in this game. A single. How long did it take me? A single. All right. Tino doubles. 2-run jack for Stevens. And for crying out loud, we're going to blow this game. Trey Moore, do not blow this game. Nobody on base. 1 out. Ground out Brocious. Ground out Martinez. All right, so we are inside the top of the 7th. It's the top of the 7th inning. Todd Jones is on the hill, who I have no idea who he is. But I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to check it out because I got to see who Todd Jones is. I don't think he ever pitched for the Yankees. But we're going to take a look here. We take our little 7th inning stretch here. This is Sunday Night Baseball on our show. Todd Jones. Oh, he was around for a while, so that means Todd Jones. Okay, now I know who he was. Todd Jones pitched for a long time. He pitched for the Astros. He pitched for the Tigers. He pitched for Minnesota. So he was kind of a what do you call it, journeyman kind of guy. Yeah, he was all over the place. He's a real guy. Good for him, right? Real guy. Okay, let's get back to this. So it's 7-5, top of the 7th, Yankee Stadium. Grudzy to lead off. He doubles. Thank you very much, Grudzy. Grace singles. Ken Griffey Jr. at the plate.
Take your baseball.
Walks. Bases juiced for Vladdy, and he gets a fielder's choice. Oh, come on. Hayes singles. O'Leary strikes out. Mike Mordecai, fielder's choice. Okay, so we get a little help there. Trey Moore gets a little help. We're going to take him out. Sorry, Trey. I'm not going to leave you in. You pitched a good game, kind of. Terry Mulholland coming in. Terry gives up a single. Gets Spencer to pop out. Chucky Knobloch, fielder's choice, and Neil Eubanks. Oh, yeah. Hello, welcome in. So that's my first comment of the night. That's my first question of my 1, 2, 3 of you who are watching. Thank you very much. So that means you get to name the next player because that was the deal. So when we get back to our next screen, you will get to name our next player. Now be nice when you name the player. Okay, nothing nasty. We try to keep this close to PG rated, PG-13. All right. So the question is, what do I think of the automated strike zone? If I got that, I'm pretty sure I got that right. What do I think of the automated strike zone? I think of the automatic strike zone what I think of reviewing anything in any sport. Okay. If we have to go to cameras to review things, then we're not really playing the sport, right? I mean, you're in Little League, you're in high school, at certain levels of college. They don't have that kind of equipment to do that, right? But in the pros, any little questionable call, and we got to throw in a flag or press a button or go to a phone or, you know what, whatever, dude. So the umpire makes a mistake, right? And my team has had questionable calls over the years against them. My viewers, their teams have had questionable calls over the years. I've been lucky that my team's questionable calls actually tend to favor us most of the time. But it's a part of sports. It's a part of sports, right? That's the way I see it. And I think there was a little part of that question was also with regards to Fortnite. I have been practicing. I'm working very hard on my Fortnite skills, and I think I'm going to get there. I think I'm going to get there. But we'll see what happens. Can you tell me if the automated strike system is actually definitely going live next year? I'd be really curious to hear about that. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked that up. I'm kind of stuck in the 90s, in case you haven't noticed here on the channel. That's where I kind of am. All right, so Bobby Hens is at the plate. This man has been a freaking animal the last couple of games. 375 average, 2 dinges, 6 ribbies for our backup catcher. That's what he is. Yes, that's right. My Mark Langston no, that wasn't a strike. You know what? I'm not going to get into. We got into that 2 or 3 episodes ago. I think that came up in a hockey episode. All right, but no, that is definitely. I will argue with that ball strike. See, there was a lot of questionable ones this year, though. Okay, all right. So I know I'm supposed to be moving on here, but see, now you got me started. So if you're just coming on in, we're talking about the automated strike system that's going to take place in baseball, where it's all going to be. I would assume it's almost like we use in golf to see our shot. I don't know the flight, and it's gonna put the balls and strikes on the screen for us, and it's gonna just whatever, right? That's all well and good. I can kind of see. Okay, thank you. It is going live next year. I can kind of see where they go with that, right? Why they would want to do that. But what's next, right? I mean, what's next? What's the umpire what is he gonna do back there? What is the umpire physically gonna do behind home plate? If he's not calling balls and strikes, then what's next? Right? I don't know what he's gonna do. Is he just gonna stand there and call people out at home plate when there's a play at the plate? And then when he screws that up, then what do we do? Right? Okay, that's how I kind of feel about that. I played baseball growing up. Okay, there's a couple of things that we never had. We did not have an automatic runner on second base. That is the pardon my language here on my PG-13 channel, but that is bullshit. If you're putting a runner automatically on second base, you didn't win the game. They put a runner on second base. You need to earn that. All right. And if you watched any of my other little videos with my friend the Tank, who unfortunately had to retire due to he just kind of got lost. But if you watched any of those, at the end of one of those, I kind of talked about that. All right, a lot of garbage. You're putting a runner on second base in extra innings because we want the game to go faster. Right, I always wanted the game to go faster when I was out in the outfield because I wanted to get the hell home when I was in Little League. But we didn't just automatically get a runner on second base, right? Making the bases bigger so you can steal more. Oh, and the biggest one. See, now you got me on a tangent, right? But the biggest one, I know, R.I.P. Tank. Yeah, that was sad. I was so sad when I tried to get in there and come up with the next episode. So I'm trying to name a new player, but there's just something about Tank. Anyway, so the major thing of it is with like the bases being bigger and all that stuff. But the one that really got me is I'm sitting there and I'm watching a World Series game 2 years ago with the missus, and we're watching the game, and I see him throw over once. I think it was the Yankees against the Dodgers. And the pitcher throws over once, and he pitches over again, or he throws over again, and he turns to throw the third time, and they automatically send him to second. What in the hell is that? Could you imagine if Ricky Henderson had that? The man would have got every pitcher to throw over twice and then been halfway down to second base. He probably would have had double the amount of stolen bases that he had in his career. But I digress. So let's get back to the game. Bobby Hens at the plate, and he doubles. Thank you, Bobby Hens. You're 3 for 3 in this one. Rondell White's going to pop out. Grudzy grounds out. And Mark Grace singles. So it's 9-5. Yankees. See what I'm doing? Now I'm talking about the Yankees. It's 9-5 Spos. All right. So once again, if you're just joining us, if you're just rolling in, you're probably saying, Ken Griffey Jr.? That's right. We got him in free agency. If you watched last week, oh, was I a happy camper. I got myself Ken Griffey Jr. I had to basically crack the vault in Montreal, kind of like in that one movie where they steal and it's De Niro, and you've probably seen it. Okay, Griffey Jr. strikes out. Okay, so here is the biggest stud in the simulation. Derek Jeter, who has 2 dingers in this game, all right? And he's facing Terry Mulholland, who I could be mistaken, but I think he gave up the most home runs to Barry Bonds ever. I could be mistaken, but I think that might be a fact. All right, single for Derek Jeter. So the man is 4 for 4 in this game. Tino strikes out. Stevens sacks Derek Jeter. I'm a little tired, but he sacks Derek Jeter over. Brocious singles him in, so it's 9-6, and the Yankees are making something out of this. A single for Dave Martinez. Girardi. I am insulted by these Yankees. Bernie Williams is sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the bench, and he hits into a fielder's choice. All right, so it's 9-6, top 9. Here comes Vladdy. And Ramiro Mendoza is in to close it out. Okay, I could kind of see that. Oh, not close it out. Dude, come on, man. That's it. Take the headset off. Put the controller down. You're done, dude. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Ramiro Mendoza is coming in to try to hold us at bay. That's better. And he gets the ground out. Hayes strikes out. O'Leary strikes out. Shane Spencer. Oh, just look at the lineup on the right. So they have Spencer, Chucky Nobbs, Eubanks, and then look who's batting 4th. If these 3 guys were to get on base, they're bringing up the biggest home run hitter in our 1998 season. We better hope we get out of this. We have to go to the bullpen. We're bringing in Ugueth Urbina because he's our closer. That's why I get so excited about Ugueth. Getting excited about Ugueth Urbina is like being excited about Aquaman. No offense to Aquaman, but it is, right? And oh my God, Shane Spencer hits a solo home run. Chucky Knobloch pops out. Eubanks strikes out. Derek Jeter. You know what? We're going to jump in and we're going to actually see some action. Yeah, I want to see if we could strike out Derek Jeter. Let's see what happens to Derek Jeter. Okay. So if you've never sat through one of these, it takes me a couple of 30 seconds to figure out what the hell I'm doing. So we have to turn that off. We have to go here and make sure that I'm not actually playing the game because I don't want to strike him out because I can't. And here we go. Okay, so Derek Jeter is at the plate. He's 4 for 4 in this one. In this world, he wears 62. And that's mainly because they don't let me put retired numbers on the players for whatever reason. And it's actually something that happens in the hockey game, too. So, Derek Jeter. It's a 1-2 count. We got him. So, yes, I put quick counts on. And it's Ugueth shutting him down. And the Montreal Expos take down the number 1 team in the American League. And look at how sad they are over there in the dugout. All right, good job. So Trey is going to go to 1-1 on the season. We're going to exit out of here eventually. It'll take its time. So we're going to go to 1-1 on the season. I'm sorry. Trey's going to go to 1-1 on the season. See, so my comments here inside the episode are talking about baseball. It gets me all fired up. Got me all fired up. All right, so we had a little fun there. Got to actually see the Expos get Derek Jeter striking out. So we gave up 4 hits to the man, and then we struck him out in his final at-bat of this one. So we head into the second, and of course in the quick sim, we are horrible. So we lose here on Saturday. We're going to skip Sunday, and we get the win. Woo! Dustin Hermanson against Hideki Irabu. I love rolling my R's with the Japanese. Irabu, Mike. Just say it. Irabu. Hideki Irabu takes the loss there. And that's why I think Hideki Irabu actually pitched for the Expos too. I'm pretty sure he did. I could go to the reference, but I'm going to pass. Okay, so we are 16 games into the season. We're going to try to get through 30 in this episode. All right, since we do about 6 episodes, if I do my math right, and I know that there's somebody out there who's going to check on this, but I'm pretty sure that I would have to do about 30, right? Because we're going to make the playoffs this time. So we're going to make the playoffs. So that would mean that, it would be 180 games. It would be about 30 games, right? Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So, again, my initial comment of the evening, you know who you were. So you get to name a player. I almost forgot about that. So when we get through the next 3 games with Tampa Bay, we're going to go to the roster, and you get to change the name of a player. So that was the deal. I put that on Facebook, and you know what? I'm a man of my word. I'm going to live up to it. All right, so we lose to Tampa Bay. We win against Tampa Bay, and we get a win. Okay, folks. So we are that's 19 games. So let's get through 20. We'll play this first game. Mike Thurman on the hill, and we get the loss in that one. We're going to skip this. We'll auto through that. Yeah, we'll auto through that. Okay. All right, so we're 20 games through the season, and we're 8-12. Not awful. It's not great, okay, but we've seen some life from this team. We've definitely seen some life from this team. Okay, let's take a look at our stats. We'll just roll through our stats real quick. Player stats, and we have got. Oh, I'm trying to put them in order by like I do in hockey. All right, Ken Griffey Jr. leads the team in at-bats, runs. Mark Grace leads the team in hits. Of course he does. He has 32 hits. Home runs, it's Grace and Griffey, both with 4 RBIs. How about Ken Griffey Jr. with 16 RBIs leading the team? Stolen bases, 2 for Grudzy, 2 for Rondell. Rondell, no Clutch White, who in our last full season was really not that good, but he was basically, we had to count on him a lot. Bobby Hens, there he is, 444 batting average. Of course, he only has 9 at-bats, but you know what? He is my all-star. He is my Montreal Expos all-star, Hall of Famer. Build a statue for the man right in front of Olympic Stadium because we are going to make him the best player in Expos history, even though he's backing up right now Ivan Rodriguez and Chris Widja. But we'll see what we can do with Bobby Hens. Let's take a look at our pitchers. Trey Moore, through 20 games, he is our wins leader. He has 2. We look at last year, of course, he had 15, so he's doing okay. Definitely doing okay. Innings pitched, we've got 26.1. That's Sterling Hitchcock. There's a blast from the past. If you're just joining us, Sterling Hitchcock, who I love this. It shows me that he pitched forever for the Padres, but I'm pretty sure he spent some time with the Yankees, probably a couple other teams. We go walks right there. Strikeouts. How about Sterling Hitchcock? Rolling 26 Ks on the season in. How many? Oh, it doesn't. Why won't it let me go back? Who cares? All right, but he's pitching great. He's pitching great. Okay, so for my number one fan of the day, who actually asked me the first question, we are going to the roster, and we're going to try to find a good player. Now, what position do you want to be? You can answer me right now. You know who you are. You're one of the only people who actually asked me a question. 3 of them. Or just made fun of me. But go ahead and tell me what position you want to play, and we'll find you a player, and we can actually edit the player, just like this, right? We can change everything from the name all the way down to the back. Oh, you want to be, okay, so we're going to be a catcher. No, dude, I got like 5 catchers on this team. All right, we're going to be a catcher. That's good. Let's make you a catcher. All right, we got to put you down in the farm system, though, because we've got a lot of catchers. So let's see who we got down here that's a good catch. How about Anthony Glass? You can be, I'll change you, don't worry. But you can be Anthony Glass. You're in single A. You're a B potential. You're 18 years old. But we're going to change your name. So what am I naming you? Go ahead and let me name you right now. Don't let me name you because I'll give you a name. But just tell me what you want to name yourself, and I'll go ahead and do that. Quickly. Dinner is awaiting. Yeah, see? Good. A potential. Yes, absolutely. No, I'm not going to make you a bum, dude. I'm not going to make you a bum. I wouldn't do that. Oh, I like that. That's a reference. Okay, so I know I don't have too many viewers. And if you're sitting in the same room as the same person I'm writing this for, don't answer this question. But if you're watching this later on, I'm gonna name him right now, and you're gonna tell me where that reference is from. You're gonna tell me where that reference is from. This is actually one of my favorite films. Okay, not my favorite character in the film, but it's definitely one of my favorite films. So we're gonna go ahead and name our player. So I don't think you can see as you can't see it as I'm typing it, but you'll see it pop up on the screen. And yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. There we go. Good. So we're going to go here. And now, do we want to make this person look similar to the reference? I think we do, right? I think we would want to. Absolutely. And where is he from? So we're going to say he's from... I want to guess that was somewhere in like the Midwest. I don't think it was in Cali, but I'm going to guess it was in the Midwest. So we're just going to say he's from the Central, and we'll call it somewhere in Illinois. Yeah, that's what we're going to say. No, his name is not that. I'm also getting a text message here asking me to name him something else. I'm not going to name him that. Okay, this person earned this because they actually asked me a question and made me work tonight. So, oh, the name's not in here. Oh, that's a bummer. But we'll leave it like it is. If they say his first name, he'll just be that. Anthony, I guess. All right, and then his last name's in there, so that's good. Okay, so he's going to be 18. His number. What's his number? Tell me. If you're still watching, tell me what his number is. No, look at quiet. Quiet. Okay, I like that. I like that. Perfect. His primary position will be catcher, and I'm going to pick the secondary position because most catchers that I knew would end up playing a little bit of first base, so we're going to go first base. He is not a two-way player because we can't actually do that, which is weird. You don't want a left-handed catcher because that's even stranger. Now we get to pick if he's going to be a switch hitter or if he's going to be a righty or a lefty. So I have to go to my phone, and I have to actually Google said person. And we're going to make this person exactly like the name that we are seeing here on the screen. And my phone is not being... Okay, so said person is a right-handed hitter. So we're going to leave him as a right-handed hitter. And if you're just joining us, welcome in. Our number one question of the night is actually building their player. He is a B potential. He is a catcher. His name is Hamilton Porter. Hopefully you all know what the reference is. He is a total rookie at 18 years old, and we're working on making him look like Hamilton Porter. If you know who that is, that's going to be tough. But we're gonna try to knock this out here, making me work at this. We're through 20 games in our season. And we had, I'm just scrolling right through this. We're gonna make this dude as bulky as possible. There we go, husky. Oh, if this man ends up on that, we're gonna leave it just like that. So if he ends up playing for our team, that's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. So let's see. We can pick his head shape. No. His head's kind of round, right? No, not that. Oh, there we go. We'll go with that one. That's pretty good. I'm not going to go crazy on that. Let's get our hairstyle, which is, we can do a lot of hairstyles. We want this like old Forrest Gump looking hairstyle. We can make him look like the fanatic. There we go. Just like the fanatic, or like the fanatic when he hasn't had a haircut in a while. Yeah, there he is. That's when he gets lazy and doesn't feel like getting a haircut. No, I think we want to get him. Oh, there we go, baby. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. This is if that movie took place in the 60s. That's what he would have looked like. Okay, we can go double braid. No, he had like curly hair. I'm pretty sure. Oh, we can give him a straight up mullet. We can give him the mullet. That's what I'm digging at. I'm digging a mullet. Or the fro. That's a little more accurate. That's kind of what he had, right? Kind of what he had. We can go with the bob. Oh, I like this one. He kind of looks like Farquaad from what's that movie that the kids watched? Oh, the green guy. Dude, seriously? I almost said Fletch. No, not Fletch. Come on, the green guy. I can't remember his name. What the hell's his name? With the donkey and the oh, for Christ's sake. Anyway. Thank you, Shrek. I freaking almost forgot I did forget his name. I'm getting a little too old, man. My kids are so grown up. I guess I don't watch Shrek very often. Okay, so we're still trying to find a hairstyle for our boy here. I kind of dig. Yeah, okay, relax. I'll give him a longer contract. I'll give him a longer contract. I got to give him some hair first, all right? We're going to go, yeah, we'll go with this one. And it's got to be red, I think. I'm pretty sure his hair was red. But not like red. Like, there we go. That's it. That's the idea. Red. Okay. All right, sideburns we'll leave the way they are. Facial hair. He has no facial hair. I mean, he's a kid. All right, we'll leave him like that. And what else can we do to his face? Well, there's something else we have to do, too. Eyebrow color we'll leave. Ears, jaw and chin, mouth, skin. There we go. He was uber, if I remember well. He was like that. We're going to do that. And then he had a lot of these. There we go. Now we're talking. Put some of those on his face. Nice. I don't know what a lump is. I'm a lump. Just sitting here on the couch doing this. All right. Okay. So that is that. And good for him. That is him. Now we can... I think we're finished. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy with this. We'll just leave him like he is. There's the man, Ham. We got to do his eyes, though. Right? We'll do his eyes. We'll make him... we'll give him some... There we go. Give him some blue eyes. That's it. All right. There's Ham. All right, so I got to go in and... this guy was a big Babe Ruth guy, so we're going to give him the old Babe Ruth batting stance because you have to. There you go. Thank you very much. He'll bat with the Babe Ruth batting stance. Everything else will stay the same. We're not going to do anything to his glove. I'll kind of screw with that as we go. I do have to, I guess, give him a contract. So, it will not allow me to change it. Oh, maybe it will. No, I can't. I can't change his contract. So we just have to make sure we sign him at the end of the year. We have to make sure we sign him at the end of the year. Okay, so there we go. We now have young Mr. Porter. And again, if you know the reference, good for you. Where did he go? Where did he go? Oh, I didn't save it. No. Oh, my goodness. All that time, and I didn't save it. You stupid jackass. All right. I'll get in there and change it. I promise. I'm writing it down. I will change it by next week. We'll be able to look at him for certain. Okay. So if you're just joining us, I just made a huge mistake by going through the whole thing, changing the whole guy's name, getting him all pretty, making him look like somebody that we've seen in a film, and of course, I dropped the ball. I dropped the freaking ball, and I didn't save it. So I'm not smart. Let's just put it that way. I am not smart. Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, man. I'll fix it. Don't worry, I'll fix it. I got nothing but time here in the next 24 hours until I start doing my hockey show. Okay, so let's get right back. Now we're not going to see much of that guy anyway, but I know who it is and I know what we have to do. And if I don't remember, I can just go back to my video and watch. So we have got 10 more games inside the episode. We are 8-12. We've got Kansas City in Montreal. We've got Pittsburgh in Montreal. And then we go on a wicked West Coast trip. So let's roll through, shall we? We don't need to worry about that. We'll jump. Oh, it's scouting. Time to scout. Let's go ahead and scout. So we decided we were going to try to get catchers. So we're going to go ahead in and... Wait, what the hell did I just do? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scout Central. We're going to scout Central. So here I am making a guy that is going to be our Hall of Fame catcher just 2 minutes ago, and now I'm scouting for catchers. But that's the way it is. So, all right, let's go back here. And I just roll through this stuff. I apologize. If you're watching this, it's just blah, 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 blah. But that's how I am in real life. If you've never met me before, that's basically how I am in real life. I'm an absolute mess. So I'm the kind of guy that, like, I'm at work, and I'll go into the golf shop, and I'll tell them, man, I just gave it away. But yes, I do work in a golf shop. So I'll walk into the shop, and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. It's like 3 o'clock. I'll go down to my office. I come back up an hour later, and the person behind the counter goes, seriously? Are you leaving? Yeah. This time I'm really leaving. Next thing I know, it's 4:30, and I'm still there because I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. Not always. I can be organized when I have to be, but on a regular day, I'm kind of all over the place, always doing something. Okay, so we've got Sterling Hitchcock against the Royals. We get the win. Javier Vasquez gets us a win. Trey Moore gets us a win. And we are on what they call a winning streak. Now I'm going to press this button, and we're going to lose. I can almost bet you I will press this button, and we will lose. And I'm right. Oh, my Lord. I'm good at this. Either that or I'm starting to understand how this machine absolutely hates me. Absolutely hates me. Last week I'm watching the hockey. I'm doing a hockey game. I'm like, we're going to play against the Islanders, my team, and we'll get a win. And we absolutely didn't. Okay. So we are now at San Francisco. We've got Hermanson on the hill. The team is now 11-14. We're getting near the end of the episode. We've got about 4 games to play. So we will finish this episode in Arizona. So we get a win there in Arizona. I rolled right through that San Francisco series, but we did manage to get a win there. So we're going to jump right in here to the last game of the episode. It is about 7 o'clock right now on the West Coast, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. If there's any of my friends on the East Coast who are watching, you got your Thanksgiving break. You're sitting there bored out of your gourd. You turned on your phone. You're like, hey, Mike's on. Yeah, I just gave my name away again. I'm a goof. That's right. My name's Mike. I don't really care anymore. Anyway, so hey, Mike's on and I'm watching. All right, feel free to shoot me a comment. I don't even care if you text me. Text me a little joke or something. Make me know you're let me know you're watching, even if you're just kind of sitting there, coming off a long night of work. For my friends who are on the East Coast, happy Thanksgiving. If I don't hear from you, if I don't talk to you, I know it's starting to get cold over there. Honestly, this was always my favorite time of year. Most people either dug Halloween or were crazy happy about Christmas. But where I came from, my town, my city, I always loved Thanksgiving. There was just something about Thanksgiving that was different than Christmas. Besides the obvious, right? Santa Claus, turkeys, right? But there was just something about Thanksgiving with the family and in town. We had our rivalry football games. I went to a school that had I went to 2 high schools, but I went to one that had a very big rivalry and one that had another big rivalry. My father's team, my team, they play each other every year. So Thanksgiving's really big. And I really kind of miss being on that side of the country for it. But of course, we have our own Thanksgiving here. And since I work in said business, I tend to be at work on Thanksgiving, eating from the cafeteria. So anyway, now that I've talked about that, let's go ahead and play this last game of the episode. This is game number 30. We have Mike Thurman on the hill. He's been okay. He hasn't been the greatest, but he's been okay. All right. We'll also get a chance to see how our team is doing stats-wise. Then we'll roll out of the episode, and we'll kind of get ready for next week. I'll tell you what's going on next week. Okay. So if you are still with me as we head into our final game of the evening, or if you're watching this on the replay, tomorrow night is Whaler Wednesday. All right. We had a lot of fun last week. We actually had, I got to be honest with you, at one point, I had about 25 people watching me do that little show. I never have that. I had my regular commenters, which is absolutely huge, and they kind of got me going. But it was great to have people watching. I got a lot of comments from friends outside of my world here on the West Coast, and it was pretty cool. So feel free to jump in tomorrow. We got an exciting show as we continue to follow the Hartford Whalers on their quest towards a Stanley Cup championship. Of course, there's Simo, there's No Fear, there's P-Check. Exciting stuff happening inside the mall. So here we are.
Let's play ball. 3.
And Gruzzi's going to strike out. Cabrera flies out. Grace is going to walk. Griff grounds out. Devon White playing for the D-backs. He walks. Deluche with the pop out. Here's Steven Villarreal, and he flies out. Batista walks. Kelly Stinnett grounds out. Vladdy, single. O'Leary, sack bunt. Charlie Hayes with the ground out. Pudge is going to walk, so Thurman, can you get yourself a little help here? Maybe. He can't. He hits into a fielder's choice. We've got Damian Miller at the plate now. He lines out. Kareem Garcia. Okay. For those of you out there who are watching, Kareem Garcia. Yankees, Red Sox, playoffs. I think they threw over his head. I think might have been Pedro. I'm not sure, but I think they threw over his head. Kareem singles. Hanley Frias is going to hit into a fielder's choice. Kevin Cortez flies out. Gruzzi, ground out. Cabrera, ground out. Grace, walk. Okay, here comes Ken Griffey Jr. 287, 6 dingers, 21 ribbies, and he grounds out. Devon White. Is it Devon White or Devon White? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's going to hit a single. He's fast, so we're going to try to pick him off. Oh, well, let me pick him off. Why can't I pick him off? David Deluche, fielder's choice. Steven Villarreal with the walk, and Tony Batista is going to hit into a double play. Vladimir Guerrero, singles. O'Leary, double play because he's garbage. Hayes, ground out. Kelly Stinnett. Yeah, I put a lot of emphasis on that name, right? Kelly Stinnett. Ground out. Damian Miller, ground out. Kareem Garcia, strikes out. Pudge, give me something here in the top of the 5th. Start us off. Strikeout. Mike Thurman, single. We get a single from the pitcher. Way to go, pitch. Gruzzi, fielder's choice. Cabrera, single. So I just realized that Cabrera's batting 186. 186. That is not good. And he's the only option we have at shortstop. What can we do about that? Do we make a trade? Do we trade one of these bigger pieces to try to get ourselves a shortstop? I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. Grace is going to ground out. So we're in the bottom of the 5th now. Hanley Frias, ground out. Cortez, fly out. Devon White, strikes out. All right. Griffey Jr. So this is a 0-0 game. Yeah. If you can count, that's a 0-0 game. D-backs D-backs. Griffey, singles. Okay. Yes to steal. No to keep him there. We got Vladdy at the plate. He's 2 for 2 in this one. And it won't let me do all the stuff I would normally do. I can't steal. Why doesn't it say steal? Am I the only one who doesn't see steal on the screen? So Vladdy doubles, and Ken Griffey Jr. gets thrown out at the plate.
3.
Strikeout. 2-run jack for Charlie Hayes, and it's 2-0 Montreal Expos. Thank you very much, Charlie Hayes. Kevin Cortez is literally so tired. All right? If you're just coming into this whole mess and you don't know how to read that little bar under the pitcher, next, just to the left of Kevin Cortez, that should be green. That man is tired.
3.
And he's still out there. He's throwing. David DeLuche doubles. Villarreal singles. Good job, Villarreal. Wait, that's the wrong team. God damn it. Tony Bautista singles. Kelly Stinnett. There it is. Stinnett. I'm going to trade for Kelly Stinnett because I love saying his name. He doubles, and it's 3-2 because of course it is. I've been so focused on their names, I haven't been paying attention to what's happening in the damn game. Oh, but you know what? You know what? I didn't pick a team. That's why it won't let me do anything.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Walk, fielder's. Okay, so Shane Bennett comes in now. So now the manager's just doing everything for us. I like this. I don't mind this. Fielder's. Wait. Am I controlling both teams? Oh my God, I think I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm completely lost. I'm yapping, not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, hold on a second, Mike. Hold on a second. Let's fix this, you idiot. If that's too strong of a word, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, it puts me in the game. Okay, well, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to pick. I was the Diamondbacks. How could I be the Diamondbacks? All right, let's go back to this. There we go. Rondell White's in the pinch hit. He singles. Gruzzi doubles. Cabrera flies out. Grace. See, now I can hear the sound. There was no sound either. I should have known better. Grace hits a 2-run jack, and it's 5-4 Spos. Big money, no whammies, and it's Mark Grace with the 2-run home run. And if you don't understand the I don't know, what did I just say? Big money, right? If you know the show, you know the show. It was a great one. I loved it. Ken Griffey Jr. grounds out. Vladdy strikes out. Okay, so we're in the bottom of the 7th. DeLuche is going to walk. Villarreal grounds out. Bautista hits a 2-run jack, and it's 6-5. And why is Rondell White pitching? God dang it. Hi, my name's Mike, and I'm the manager of the Montreal Expos. My last job, I was emptying the trash cans here at Olympic Stadium. Terry Mulholland coming in. Strikeout. Miller, fly out. So now we need something to happen here. We're resting all of our hopes on Troy O'Leary, Charlie Hayes, and Pudge. And O'Leary grounds out. Hayes strikes out. Pudge grounds out. Terry Mulholland, strikeout. Frias he flies out. May, Wilson, ground out. Okay. So it's the top of the 9th. We're going to take Terry Mulholland out, and we're going to put in Bobby Hens. Bobby Hens with a chance to pinch hit. And he's been good in pinch hit position. He has. Earlier in the episode, he hit a jack, and he strikes out. Bobby Hens, what are you doing? Sounds like a total New York fan, doesn't it? Gruzzi with the ground out. Orlando Cabrera grounds out, and this game is over. So we get worked because I'm an idiot. Mainly because I'm stupid. And I don't know if stupid's a bad word. No, that's not a bad word, is it? No, I'm stupid. I can say that about myself. There's nothing wrong with that. I made a huge owie there. I completely forgot that I was managing the Expos. I managed the Diamondbacks very well. I did very good for the Diamondbacks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, folks, so we're through 30 games here in the 1999 season, and our hopes have been dashed early. Our hopes have been dashed. Okay, you know what? Just say that the way you would say it. I'm pretty pissed off. I'm pretty pissed off early. All right, 30 games. I'm not going to sit here and sound like some sort of poet. That I'm not. Okay, I don't talk perfect English. I don't do it. So we lost. We've been through 30 games. We've won 13 of 30. It's not good. We just lost that game to the Diamondbacks, who are 9-20 on the season. 9-20. We cannot lose this series. And you know what? I'm just going to click and get us through it. And we didn't lose the series. So that's a great way to end this part of the episode. So we are through episode number 7 of our live series. And everyone who's been here with me, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a lot of fun to do this. I actually had some comments tonight, which was amazing. I have to go back. I have to change Anthony Glass to Hamilton Porter. I will show you next week. We'll see exactly what he looks like and how he came out, because I'll have a little bit more time and I'll be focused. For my friends out there who watched the hockey video or hockey episode last week, I talked about playing Fortnite. I came home from work around 10 o'clock this morning. I spent approximately 3.5 hours attempting to play that game. It's going to take me some time to get this down. All right. I don't want to put it on and make a fool out of myself. I know everyone wants to see me make a fool out of myself so they can laugh at me, but I don't want the 6 people or 7 people who actually watch this to laugh at me. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that to myself. So when I'm ready, I will definitely play. I will definitely play for you, for maybe just 30 minutes or so. Thinking about also possibly finding some way to bring back some old games, maybe just play those for a half hour or so, once a week, as I continue to do this for some of the folks out there. So we are through episode number 7. We are 14-17. We currently sit 4th in the National League East. We're 10 games behind the Braves, who are absolute machines in this simulation. This is a look at the NL East. We take a look at the Central. The Reds have a 1-game lead over the Cubs through just about 30 games. Almost everybody's played 30 games. Out west, it's the Dodgers. So last year's powerhouse Padres are now in 4th place through their first 30 games or so. So a little bit of a struggle for last year's NL West champions, but we'll see what they do moving forward. We look at our wild card. That's not really important this part of the season. If the season were to end today, the Phillies and the Cubs and the Mets, I think, would be in. I'm not sure how that all works. The American League East, the Yankees, we don't even have to look at that. The American League Central, it's the Tigers and the Twins and the Indians, because remember, this is 1999. So, yes, the Indians are there. And then out west, we have the Brewers, who I don't think were ever in the West. I'm not sure how that actually worked, but that's how it works here. So they are in the lead by 2 games over the Mariners, who, of course, made it to the American League Championship Series last year, only to get completely demolished by the Yankees, who are just a juggernaut in this world. And, I mean, they kind of were in the 90s. It's pretty accurate, with the exception of a 58 home run season from Derek Jeter. It's pretty accurate. So, okay. So we're all done for tonight. Be sure to join me tomorrow. I will be with the Hartford Whalers. We're going to start at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern Time. If you jump in a couple minutes early, I'm usually here. Just kind of jump in, let me know that you're here. What we're going to do there is we're going to watch a couple of games. We'll go live, we'll watch one, and we'll see how the team is doing after their next 10 games or whatever amount of games we get through this coming week. So, I'm sorry, tomorrow. And if I don't see you, or I don't hear from you, once again, my West Coast family, my East Coast family, everyone have a absolute wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you get an opportunity to spend time with family and, of course, enjoy the day. For those of my friends out there who I know are probably going to be hard at work, and I say hard at work, but if it's my friends that I'm thinking of, I know what you do, and we don't work that hard, not on Thanksgiving. So, but if you have to be at work, make the most of it. All right, definitely make the most of it, but be sure to spend some time with family. So now that I've rambled on and on, until next week, everyone have a great week, and I will see you next week with the Expos inside the cave.